are so many people in one place getting deathly ill? Tonight on the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric.
The Toyotathon of Toyotathons is on now at your Toyota dealer. Visit your local Toyota dealer today and check out the fuel-efficient 09 Toyota Prius with a 48 miles per gallon city rating. Toyota, moving forward.
A reminder, the clock is ticking. There are now 65 days left until TV goes all digital. For more information, you can call 888-DTV-2009 or you can go to cbs4.com/DTV.
That's our news for now. Thanks for joining us. Hope you have a great evening.
For more news, you can go to cbs4.com or you can listen to our new radio partner, News Radio 610 WIOD. Now here's the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric. We hope to see you again at 11.
Tonight, the president-elect's office clears Obama staffers of any wrongdoing in the Senate for sale scandal. And the Illinois House takes the first step toward impeaching the governor, who for now is staying on the job.
I'm going to get over to the office and we'll be in touch.
I'm Katie Couric. Also tonight, she wants to be a senator. But some are questioning whether Caroline Kennedy is qualified for the seat her uncle once held. 14 people who live near this chemical plant in Illinois have brain cancer. Is it more than a coincidence? And the teacher who's found a way to get kids to wrap their heads around algebra.
Positive to the right, it's the number line.
This is the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric.
And good evening, everyone. President-elect Obama said it again today. There were no inappropriate contacts between his staff and the Illinois governor's office about who should get his old Senate seat. And now he said a review by his office confirms it. But he's not releasing the findings until next week at the request of federal prosecutors. Meanwhile, the governor himself was back at work today, and state legislators are moving ahead with plans to try to remove him. Our Dean Reynolds is in Chicago tonight. Dean, good evening.
Good evening, Katie. Well, the review is in fact done, and the office of the president-elect says that they found nothing inappropriate in their contacts with Governor Rod Blagojevich.
This appalling set of circumstances that we've seen arise had nothing to do with my office.
But the review of contacts will not be published immediately. Federal prosecutors asked for a delay to keep the disclosure from interfering with their investigation of Blagojevich, leaving unanswered several questions in the process, including the extent of contacts between incoming White House Chief of Staff Rahm Emanuel, other Obama aides, and the governor's office.
The House shall come to order.
Today, the Illinois legislature opened up a second line of attack on the embattled governor, impeachment.
Governor Blagojevich has declined the opportunity to voluntarily leave the office of governor, and therefore today I am announcing the appointment of a select committee on inquiry.
State House Speaker Mike Madigan, like the governor, a Democrat, said the process would be fair, but his assessment of the charges that led to the governor's arrest last week was as cold as the wind off the lake.
Well, I've had an opportunity to get to know Mr. Blagojevich over 6 years, and so I was not surprised.
As the controversy entered its second week, the governor went about his official business.
Today's a good day. The bill tax credit creates jobs. We can sign that bill. We're going to get over to the office and we'll be in touch.
His spokesman said he may sign more bills, too, including one for a special election to pick Obama's Senate successor, instead of naming that successor himself. When that review finally does come out about the contacts between both camps, Obama will not be around here, Katie. He'll be on vacation in Hawaii.
Dean Reynolds. Dean, thanks very much. Now about the soon-to-be vacant New York Senate seat currently held by Hillary Clinton and more than 40 years ago by Robert Kennedy. CBS News had learned Caroline Kennedy told the governor of New York today she wants the job, but critics say she is not qualified. Here's our senior political correspondent, Jeff Greenfield.
This is my daughter, Caroline Kennedy.
She has been in our lives for nearly half a century. The little girl in the Oval Office, the survivor at a series of national mournings, who lost a father, then an uncle, and a generation later, her only brother. Several of her cousins plunged into the political arena. Joe Jr. was a congressman, as is Patrick. Kathleen Kennedy Townsend ran and lost for governor of Maryland. She chose a different role, raising millions for New York City schools, writing and editing books, presiding over events that honored her family. Until this year, when she entered the Democratic primary wars as an early and ardent backer of Barack Obama.
And I am proud to endorse Senator Barack Obama for President of the United States.
Well, now she's reportedly signaled her interest in that New York Senate seat being vacated by the woman whose presidential dream she helped end, and that's triggered something of a backlash, especially among some New York Democrats who'd backed Hillary Clinton during the presidential primary. For instance, Queens Congressman Gary Ackerman said, "I don't know what Caroline Kennedy's qualifications are, except that she has name recognition, but so does J-Lo." Welcome to the NFL, Katie.
Yeah, really. What do you think about people who are calling into question her qualifications?
When you look at who's served in the U.S. Senate, I can't figure out what the qualifications are. In fact, interestingly, when Hillary Clinton came to New York to run for Senate, people said, well, who is she beside the wife of the president? Michael Bloomberg, when he ran for mayor, principally had an unlimited amount of money. He's now considered one of New York's better mayors. What makes Caroline's case so interesting, she's never been part of any political debate. Quite deliberately, she stayed back. She must have gotten the taste of this on the campaign.
I was going to say, except for this campaign, when she did come out and campaign for Barack Obama.
And remember, this is an appointment, not an election, so she has no time to prove her chops if he appoints her.
All right. Jeff Greenfield. Jeff, thanks very much. Now to what's being called the $50 billion scam. Wall Street guru Bernard Madoff is accused of ripping off investors who trusted them with their fortunes. Today, the list of victims grew longer as we hear from our chief investigative correspondent, Armin Katayan.
Like a mutant virus, the financial fallout of the Madoff scandal continues to spread across the U.S., Europe, and Asia, touching everyone from the anonymous rich here in ritzy Palm Beach to A-list Hollywood directors, Nobel laureates, and former NFL owners like Norman Brayman.
Madoff has just hurt so many innocent people who really didn't deserve to be hurt.
Brayman joins an ever-widening circle of victims in the $50 billion Ponzi scheme, including New York Mets owner Fred Wilpon, New Jersey Senator Frank Lautenberg, foundations tied to Nobel Prize winner Elie Wiesel, and Academy Award-winning director Steven Spielberg. Mort Zuckerman, owner of the New York Daily News, estimated his charity lost $30 million. All of this raising questions as to how the SEC could have investigated Madoff in 2007 without bringing charges.
The question is, what did they see? What did they know, and why did the investigation close?
At Madoff's securities firm in Manhattan, a small squadron of investigators were digging through records, trying to determine if, as some believe, money is stashed overseas, and whether or not Madoff could have cooked a complicated set of books, as he claimed, by himself.
It's hard to believe that one person alone could have pulled off such a large fraud.
Already, 2 charitable foundations have shut down, and many here in Palm Beach are reportedly putting jewels and even these condos up for sale. The price of trusting a man destined, it appears, to set a whole new standard for fraud. Armin Katayan, CBS News, New York.
President Bush is back at the White House tonight after visiting Iraq and Afghanistan over the weekend. A memorable trip, to say the least. In an image seen over and over on TV and the internet, Mr. Bush had to duck twice during a Baghdad news conference when an Iraqi reporter threw his shoes at him. That reporter is behind bars tonight, but many Iraqis are calling him a hero. From Baghdad, here's Elizabeth Palmer.
Deep in Baghdad's green zone, the last thing President Bush expected was an air assault. The shoe thrower shouting, "This is your goodbye kiss, you dog." The president shrugged it off.
If you want the facts, it's a size 10 shoe that he threw.
But in the Arab world, Muntader al-Zaidi, who was quickly dragged away by Iraqi security guards, is huge news. In the Middle East, there's no bigger insult than hitting someone with a shoe, a dirty object worn on the lowest part of the body. By showing the kind of contempt formerly reserved for Saddam Hussein to President Bush, al-Zaidi's become an instant hero. Today, thousands demonstrated for his release. Muntader al-Zaidi is a local journalist for Iraqi television. He'd been arrested before, in error, by American forces. That time he was let go. This time, his family's been told he faces years in jail. May God protect him, prays his sister, while his nephew threatens retaliation against his jailers. There was more support on a Baghdad call-in show from Iraqis furious with President Bush and what they see as a botched U.S. occupation. On the internet, shoe humor went viral. Al-Zaidi should do jail time, said the Iraqi bloggers, because he missed. Elizabeth Palmer, CBS News, London.
Coming up next on the CBS Evening News, why do so many people in this small town have brain cancer? Is it a coincidence, or is something making them sick?
I never thought I would have a heart attack, but I did. You need to talk to your doctor about aspirin. You need to be your own advocate.
Be sure to talk to your doctor before you begin an aspirin regimen.
You take care of your kids. Now it's time to take care of yourself.
Discover a new calm for your sensitive skin. Aveeno Ultra Calming Moisturizer. This exclusive formula with natural feverfew has the power to visibly soothe red, irritated skin in as little as 1 week. Be at peace with your skin with Aveeno Ultra Calming.
Tired of morning coming in the middle of the night? Ask your prescriber about 2-layer Ambien CR. The first layer dissolves quickly to help you fall asleep, and unlike other sleep aids, a second dissolves slowly to help you stay asleep. Until you know how Ambien CR will affect you, you shouldn't drive or operate machinery. Plan to devote 7 to 8 hours to sleep before being active. Sleepwalking and eating or driving while not fully awake with amnesia for the event have been reported. In rare cases, severe allergic reactions can occur. If you experience any of these behaviors or reactions, contact your doctor immediately. Side effects may include next-day drowsiness, dizziness, and headache. It's non-narcotic and can be taken for as long as your prescriber recommends. Like most sleep aids, it has some risk of dependency. Don't take it with alcohol. To wake up ready for your day, ask your prescriber for 2-layer Ambien CR.
When my doctor told me I had to lower my cholesterol, I was shocked. I worried about the foods I'd have to eat. But you do what you have to.
My wife insists I eat whole grain oats to help lower my cholesterol. I made the commitment for her.
I was told eating certain foods can help lower my cholesterol. I guess it's a sacrifice I have to make.
Honey Nut Cheerio cereal tastes great and can help lower cholesterol.
No one said it would be easy.
Be happy, be healthy.
We've added a new wood-fire grill to every Red Lobster. A grill master in every kitchen. And created a new wood grill menu with 14 entrees done over the wood fire to bring out the natural flavors of our new lobster, shrimp, and scallops mixed grill. And give a subtle hint of the wood fire to our new sirloin and shrimp. Wood fire grilling. A whole new way to love seafood. Now at Red Lobster.
At first, it seemed like a tragic coincidence. A handful of people in a small town developed a rare form of cancer. But when neighbor after neighbor received the same diagnosis, they were convinced a cancer cluster had developed in McHenry, Illinois. Now they think they know what made them sick. Here's our national correspondent, Byron Pitts.
46-year-old Sandy Worski, a once energetic, healthy woman with a career, husband, and a child, is dying from brain cancer.
I don't know what the future holds for me anymore. You know, I'm just living from 3 months to 3 months and hoping I can make it another 3 months.
That's how her neighbor Brian Friend is living. He too has brain cancer. Neighbors on both sides of him also developed brain cancer.
And at that point, between us and the Branhams and the Weisenbergs, we just knew that something was far out of the ordinary. You live from MRI to MRI.
And there are more cases.
My name is John Stepp. I got glioblastoma.
More than a dozen cases.
I'm on my second brain tumor.
This is amateur video of residents in McCullum Lake Village. Every person you see here either has a brain tumor, lives with a relative with one, or lost someone to brain cancer. Here in a community of 1,000 people, 14 residents have developed brain cancer. Nationally, the rate is roughly 7 out of 100,000.
Coincidence? Absolutely not.
Attorney Aaron Freewald. He represents the McCollum Lake Village residents in their lawsuit against multi-billion-dollar chemical company Roman Haas. Roman Haas has had a plant here since 1963. They make specialty chemicals that are used in a variety of industries, from plastics to pesticides, with 140 different facilities in 27 countries.
These people who lived in McCollum Lake did not know what was going on just a mile or so away. They didn't know. They didn't know until people were found to have brain cancer in these really striking numbers.
The company admits that for 20 years, ending in 1979, it dumped toxic chemical waste in this 8-acre pit on its property. The groundwater beneath the plant was polluted with gallons of chemicals. Some are known human carcinogens. In May, the county tested only 14 of the 400 water wells around McCollum Lake Village and found no contamination. But local residents say no testing was done during the time Roman Haas was dumping chemicals.
They knew that there were chemicals in there that were dangerous.
Whatever's happening here in McHenry, Illinois, seems to be going on more than 800 miles east in Philadelphia, and not outside a Roman Haas plant, but inside.
The doctor know right away there's something terribly wrong.
And it was a brain tumor?
Yes. It's the saddest day in my life.
Lee Shu's husband, Charles Shu, was one of 12 research scientists who has died of brain cancer in the past 30 years, working here at the Roman Haas facility north of Philadelphia. At least 5 of the 12 researchers worked on one hallway in this one building, building number 4. Shu's supervisor, Barry Lang, also died of brain cancer. His widow, Linda Lang, and several other widows are suing Roman Haas.
I think there could be a cancer cluster there, you know. Charles Shu worked for my husband. I'm not a scientist, but the numbers alone make me question it.
Corporate whistleblower Thomas Haig.
I was lied to, I was given the runaround, I was stalled, and I was brushed off. I don't brush off easily.
Haig is a trained chemist and former executive at Roman Haas. In 1996, he wrote the company's chief of medicine about a possible brain cancer problem at the company. But it wasn't until 6 years later, when 2 more scientists had died from brain cancer, that the company decided to conduct their own study.
I think the company is wrong from end to end. I think they have committed fraud and not alerting their own employees.
Roman Haas Chief of Health, Dr. Phil Lewis.
For anyone to suggest that there was anything other than the best science here, they really don't know what they're talking about. That makes you angry? It does. I mean, it's an insult. It's absurd.
All these research scientists on one hallway in a small space develop brain cancer.
Well,
coincidence?
First thing, it is important to understand that that could be a coincidence.
Dr. Lewis says Roman Haas conducted its own internal investigation in 2002 and again in 2007, but found no link between the cancer cases and the company. But the federal government told Roman Haas those results were seriously flawed. NIOSH, the National Institute of Occupational Safety and Health, a federal agency responsible for preventing work-related illnesses, called for an independent study.
It gave us some good ideas. I mean, it was a good, helpful exchange.
My reading of their findings is they were critical of the company. I mean, they use phrases like highly unusual, unsound, disturbing, scattershot approach.
Yeah. The terrible thing to understand is that when scientists talk to themselves, it can get pretty ugly.
Dr. Lewis sums up the cancer cases in McCollum Lake Village and in building number 4 as likely coincidences. But the company has commissioned an independent study.
I'm about, let's keep people well, right? And if there's something that's wrong, that's out there that causes them to get sick, let's find what it is and deal with it. You know.
But if the company is responsible, and this is a $9 billion company,
yeah,
you could lose a lot of money if you're proven to be responsible.
Don't care. Don't care. I could tell you right now, if I thought there was something here that was causing those cancers, I'd shut that building down. That's what this company is about. Do the right thing.
The folk in McCollum Lake Village will watch this story.
Right.
What would you say to them?
I can sympathize with everyone who says, I got to find a cause. I got to know what caused this. What I do know is that there is no exposure at McClellan Lake to anything at our plant.
You're 47 now.
Mm-hmm. They told me after the diagnosis that the average prognosis is 3 to 5 years. So I've got 3 so far, and there's no guarantee on the rest.
For Brian Friend, the widows in Philadelphia, the neighbors in McCollum Lake Village, all agree there are no guarantees they'll find what caused these cancer cases. Is it a coincidence or something more? It will be up to science or the courts to decide. Byron Pitts, CBS News, McHenry, Illinois.
It was that day at the airport. Carl had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's.
Grandma, Grandpa!
But I waited to see how he did.
Julie? I'm Amy, Grandpa.
That day I knew I couldn't wait. Our doctor told us prescription Aricept is the only treatment proven effective for all stages of Alzheimer's. Studies showed Aricept slows the progression of Alzheimer's symptoms. It improves cognition and slows the decline of overall function. We started Carl on it right away.
Aricept is well tolerated, but not for everyone. People at risk for stomach ulcers or who take certain other medicines should tell their doctors because serious stomach problems such as bleeding may get worse. Some people may experience fainting. Some people may have nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, bruising, or not sleep well. Some people may have muscle cramps or loss of appetite or may feel tired. In studies, these were usually mild and temporary.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Talk to your doctor about Alzheimer's treatments, including Aricept. Don't wait. Alzheimer's isn't waiting.
It's not wind, or water, or the sun. This is America. Our greatest renewable resource is opportunity. At Bank of America, every customer has the opportunity to make the most of every dollar. With check cards that build savings and credit cards that earn money back. Want to spend smart every time you spend? You can at Bank of America. Bank of Opportunity.
To wipe out a big cold, immerse yourself in total cold relief with Alka-Seltzer Plus. It speeds relief to every inch of you. Liquidate your big cold with Alka-Seltzer Plus.
Proof that all good things come in threes. Lauderdale BMW introduces the new redesigned 2009 3 Series. Lease starting from just $389 a month or 0.9% financing. As always, zero cost, full maintenance. Redefining the category with exceptional design and performance. The new 2009 3 Series at Lauderdale BMW. The real difference. 2 locations in Fort Lauderdale and Pembroke Pines.
Shanking.
What?
It's a verb. To shank.
Look, I'm not asking you to change your ways. I'm just blocking you so the kids can't see. Now, who wants lemonade?
A big defeat today for Big Tobacco. The Supreme Court ruled 5-4 that smokers may sue cigarette makers over marketing that allegedly is fraudulent. For example, advertisements that claimed light cigarettes deliver far less tar and nicotine than regular brands. Now, the justices didn't rule on that claim. They said only that the smokers may go ahead with their suits. Meanwhile, a troubling report today from the American Cancer Society. A new report shows colon and rectal cancer death rates in this country are now nearly 50% higher in blacks than they are in whites. Experts say African Americans are not screened as often as whites and have less access to quality health care. In other news, it's another night in the dark for many residents of the Northeast still waiting to get their electricity back. Balmy temperatures today help crews working to restore power to hundreds of thousands who lost it during Friday's ice storm. Meanwhile, heavy snow has been falling across the Pacific Northwest and parts of California, which has also been pounded with heavy rain. When we come back, a teacher who believes he has found just the right formula for teaching algebra.
Tomorrow, ruthless, violent, aggressive Mexican cartels now bringing their terror to America. Our exclusive report tomorrow on the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric.
Where on earth could we ever find enough oil and natural gas to power more than 60 million cars and heat 160 million households for 60 years? Right here in America. Log on to learn more.
When the moment is right, Cialis gives men with erectile dysfunction options so they can be ready. 36-hour Cialis or Cialis for daily use. Cialis for daily use is a clinically proven low-dose tablet for ED you take every day, so you can be ready anytime the moment is right. Or there's the option of 36-hour Cialis. So relax. Either way, you can be ready with Cialis.
Tell your doctor about your medical condition and all medications, and ask if you're healthy enough for sexual activity. Don't take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Don't drink alcohol in excess with Cialis. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, stop taking Cialis and call your doctor right away.
36-hour Cialis or Cialis for daily use. Ask your doctor if the Cialis option is right for you, so when the moment is right, you can be ready.
Healthy beauty is the journey. And the first step is healthy skin. Create healthy skin for life with Aveeno Daily Lotion. This exclusive oat formula is proven to actually improve skin's health in 1 day with significant improvement in 2 weeks. Aveeno Daily Moisturizing Lotion.
Feeling stuffed up? Unstuff yourself with Afrin No Drip. It's got the best medicine to open nasal passages. Afrin, the best stuff to unstuff.
What was it like to kill a man?
You don't want to know.
Rolling Stone magazine calls Gran Torino prime vintage Eastwood.
The thing that haunts a man the most is what he isn't ordered to do.
Get off my lawn.
Time magazine raves Eastwood is in total command, daring himself to new depths. And the National Board of Review honors Clint Eastwood as the best actor of 2008.
You got your whole life ahead of you. But me, I finish things. That's what I do.
Gran Torino, rated R. Now playing in select cities. Opens Christmas Day. Everywhere January 9th.
Where do Americans get 2/3 of the oil and natural gas we rely on? North America. Surprise? Learn more. Visit energytomorrow.org.
A lot is happening early every day this month with the Early Show's perfect gift ideas. Chic presents that are cheap to buy every day this month, only on the Early Show.
Finally tonight, there's one word that can strike terror in the hearts of a lot of students: algebra. But a teacher in California is trying to change that with a new formula. Ben Tracy has more on reading, writing, and rapping.
Time to do a little bit of math.
If you sat through algebra class as a kid,
Y equals mx plus b,
and things just did not add up.
I did everything wrong.
Well, missing from your equation was a teacher.
At first, he looked really serious.
Like Alex Caggiatani.
But then he started to do the rapping.
Sit back, relax, let out a little smile, because the rapping mathematician is the hot new style.
I think he's weirder than me.
He's weirder than you.
Yeah.
No need for instruments or radio stations, because I could break it down like order of operations.
6 years ago, Caggiatani realized students had a hard time remembering math rules.
Let's simplify this polynomial.
But reciting Jay-Z was easy.
I went home that night and I wrote a song called The Itty Bitty Dot about adding and subtracting decimals. Just line up the dot and give it all you got. At the end of the week, my test score shot through the roof. Negative to the left, positive to the right. It's the number line dance. I could dance all night again.
I used to get confused a lot in math. Then when we started rapping, it all made sense.
His 26 raps on everything from exponents to improper fractions fill 2 CDs, now played in classrooms across the country.
In every math class, it is sweeping the nation. You don't
Of course, a rapper also needs a music video.
A rapping mathematician is gonna get you through.
Finding a way to engage students in math is more important than ever, now that California is one of the first states in the country to mandate that all 8th graders learn algebra.
Caggiatani, just named a California Teacher of the Year, knows his formula for success.
The #1 way to get students to learn algebra is to connect it to their real life.
I said a one on top, one below. Chop, chop, chop. Away they go. Yeah, it's the rapid mathematician.
Making math hip by giving it a bad rap.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Ben Tracy, CBS News, Escondido, California.
I love that guy. Nice shades, too. That is the CBS Evening News. I'm Katie Couric. Thanks for watching. Good night.
The Toyotathon of Toyotathons is on now at your Toyota dealer. Visit your local Toyota dealer today and get 0% APR financing for 60 months on a new 2008 Toyota 4Runner. Toyota, moving forward.
If you look at the last 6 months, I think you'll agree that the